in orange. Supersonic, all right, now I'm hearing my audio. Supersonic in orange, jamming for Ohio. This is our first jam. Animaniac jamming for Kansas in blue. Again, I'm Kent Smith, a.k.a. Kent the Politician, joined on the microphone by...
No Class Last, a.k.a. Abel.
And she is the Kansas voice. Which league are you attached with in Kansas?
I am actually attached with the Salina Sirens.
Okay. So again, Kent the Politician from Cleveland, a.k.a. Burning River. And again, Ohio in orange. This is our first jam. No score yet. Animaniac in the back of the pack. And Supersonic of Gem City comes through, and that is our first lead jammer of the contest.
And Animaniac just got a cut track heading to the box.
Ooh. So our first jammer penalty. Ladies and gentlemen, if you joined us for this bout, this is our third bout of the fifth Battle of the All-Stars here in suburban Philadelphia. So Supersonic jamming for Ohio in orange, putting points on the board, comes through the pack, and 5 goes up in the air. So that'll be 10 points for Ohio. That is Supersonic's second pass.
Kansas blockers are trying to hold her back.
Animaniac standing in the penalty box, so that penalty will be over shortly. You're watching two 15-minute halves, total of 30 minutes of Derby in day 1 and day 2. 16 teams pairing up in 4 different divisions. All 4 divisions will play each other. In this division that Kansas and Ohio win, also North Carolina and Colorado. So Supersonic puts 14, maybe 19 points up. So it is 19-0. So a great start for Ohio. Supersonic is the Gem City Jammer. The Ohio team,
in Ohio, we've got
No Class Last, is actually a very veteran team, whereas this is Kansas's first All-Star tournament.
This is Team Kansas' first All-Star tournament. We have Dizzy Disaster up to jam. She is actually from around here. This is her home stomping ground. She has been our tour guide since we got here.
Reckless Ratchet, also a Gem City skater, comes through Ohio with 2 lead jams in a row, both of them Gem City skaters. The nice jump by Reckless Ratchet, but she is taken off her skates by No El Paso, which is a great name for a blocker.
No El Paso also plays double as a jammer. She started out as jamming.
So Kansas has passed the star.
Nope, she still kept it on. She just hit it away.
See that?
Found her way through.
So Ratchet calls it off, able to put 4 points on the board. So Ohio out to a 23-0 start on the first 2 jams. Let's quickly do rosters if we can work it in. I'll do Ohio. Ohio's Pain Train is going to jam. She's number 00. Reckless Ratchet just jammed. Captain number 3, Betty TKO. Number 4, Coco Sparks. 10, another captain, Supersonic. 25, Ballistic. 93, Crumb. 96, Finisher. 101, Tara Holiner. 0125, Paige Bleed. 357, Twin Pistol. 0429, Carmina Piranha. Pain Train with 1 to beat. Pain Train is through and is the lead jammer. Fireball Phoenix, Sarah Problem Officer, and Heartless Glitch. We'll get to the Kansas roster in between these 2 jams coming up.
We have Sweet Assassin trying to work her way through. Sweet is actually one of our older jammers. She's in her mid-50s, just so you know.
Holy smokes.
Yes, she does not look it, but she can handle it.
Yeah.
She's trying. Still no lead jam yet.
Right. Sweet Assassin being held up. Pain Train comes through.
Sending Sweet out.
Yeah, we had jammer on jammer violence coming through turn 4. Pain Train is the lead jammer. Pain Train, there's actually 2 different Pain Trains on the track.
And a panty pass.
So yeah, No El Paso, the pivot for Kansas, gets the helmet cover from Sweet Assassin, and Pain Train pushed out on the inside, calls off the jam. I think you will see a total of 8. That is correct. Oh, total of 9. Let's do the Kansas roster.
Okay, so Kansas roster, we have 000 Evans. Number 2, Hippie Shin Kicker. Number 3 is Dizzy Astor. Number 11 is Dogpile the Captain. Number 65 is Rat Cat. 187 Sweet Assassin. 316 is Puncher Down Brown. 357 Ricochet, 678 Triple B, 714 Pain Train, 777 No El Paso, 999 Animaniac.
Yeah, so Kansas skating with 12, Ohio skating with 15, if my roster computations are correct, and there's absolutely no reason to believe that they are. We are at 9 minutes, 55 seconds. We've got an official review being requested by Kansas, if I'm reading the NSO correctly. The scoreboard seems to indicate the official review might be from Ohio. But again, I'm trusting the NSO.
Most likely it is from Kansas. Our team captain likes to call those official reviews.
All right, so here's some interesting details about the Ohio roster. This is Ohio's 5th year here at the Battle of the All-Stars tournament, and this roster at this point, if you've done 5 years in a row, is a fairly veteran roster.
Kansas has only been playing Team Kansas for about 2-3 years now. This is our first time here at the Battles of the All-Stars.
So yeah, the Kansas review was to try to get the jammer penalty against Sweet Assassin. The high block call reversed, and the call was not reversed. So the Kansas loses their official review. The Kansas jammer remains in the penalty box, and Sarah, problem officer from Little Steel, out in front and gets lead jam for Ohio. Ohio starting off very strong as we are just 5.5 minutes in, and Ohio with a 32-0 score at this point.
Kansas did have problems with getting our team here. We had about 3 jammers we lost. They couldn't make it up here. So we are playing very short.
And a cut track on Sarah Problem Officer. So this is the first jammer penalty against Ohio. Sweet Assassin now out of the box and back there in turn 3. Star in hand as she tries to get through the Ohio pack of Ballistic, Coco Sparks, and I think that is Twin Pistol. It is not Twin Pistol. It is Paige Bleed. Little bit of help.
There we go. Sweet is out of the pack.
Yeah, good assist there by the captain Dogpile for Kansas to get Sweet through. That is the initial pass, so this will be the first scoring pass for Kansas. Offensive interference being run there by the captain Dogpile, number 11. Again, you're watching Ohio in orange, Kansas in blue. Sarah Problem Officer is back on the track, as is Ratchet, who is in the box. So both teams at full strength. 8 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first half. We're playing 2 15-minute halves.
Nice hit by Evans there on Kansas.
Ballistic knocks out Sweet Assassin. Sarah Problem Officer going up against the Kansas defenders there in blue, just out of your screenshot. Sarah Problem Officer now rotating back. So that jam ran the full 2 minutes. And points on the board for Kansas. Sweet Assassin puts the first 4 on the board. Sarah Problem Officer with 5. So we are at 37-4. We are seated in turn 1, so we don't always have the clearest view of the jammers, but that is Supersonic from Gem City, who first time out put a 19-point jam up on the board. Who's jamming? Is that Animaniac?
Animaniac is jamming. She is one of our more seasoned players. She's played actually for 3 different leagues.
Yeah.
And ended up in Kansas, and we were lucky to snag her.
Yeah, I actually met Animaniac at the very first brouhaha and went over and said hi.
Nice. Animaniac's going to take the lead jam.
Yep, that's the first lead jam for Kansas. And again, Animaniac, who was with, I believe, No Coast.
She did do No Coast, and then she went on to Ohio, but she started in Wichita with ICT, which the Captain Dogpile helped start.
So Animaniac controls the pack as lead jammer, puts 4 on the board and closes the door. That's the first time Ohio's been held scoreless. 6 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Again, half's only 15 minutes in length.
We have Dizzy Astor up to jam again. She came to us from Topeka. Very lucky to get her.
We really get to see who's up and coming for this season.
And the Ohio jammer, I believe, is Reckless Ratchet, also from Gem City. Gem City is in Dayton, Ohio. We have skaters from Columbus, Cleveland, Dayton, Youngstown, Akron on the Ohio All-Star team, and Reckless Ratchet comes through number 03.
With Dizzy hot on her feet.
Yep, so both jammers on a scoring pass. The pack 4-3 advantage, Ohio in orange. Ratchet comes in with the apex jump through turn 3 and calls it off. Lovely display there by Reckless Ratchet.
That was a beautiful apex jump.
That was really. So yeah, about 5.5 minutes left in the first half. The halftime will pretty much just be enough time for the jammer refs to switch wristbands. If this is the first bout that you're watching online. Again, I'm Kent Smith, aka Kent the Politician. Joined on the microphone, I'm the Ohio voice, joined by No Class Lass, who's actually a skater for the Salina Sirens.
I do believe they put Animaniac back out there again. Yep.
And that is Fireball Phoenix from Akron, jamming for the first time for Ohio. Fireball pushing one Kansas defender, which is a great blocker name. Carmina Piranha and Heartless Glitch going to the penalty box for Ohio, as does Paige Bleed. Fireball Phoenix's lead jammer. She's only got one blocker out there, Betty TKO, who's a great blocker.
Oh, Animaniac got through.
Fireball Phoenix taken off her skates is the lead jammer. Animaniac has put points on the board. Fireball Phoenix pushed out on the outside, calls it off. So I think that's going to go 4-4. It does. I think Phoenix was trying to get Ohio blockers out of the box, trying to kill a little bit of time. Standing in the penalty box for Ohio, Carmina Piranha and Heartless Glitch. So it'll be a 4-2 pack advantage for Kansas once we get this jam underway. Now 3 blockers in the box for Ohio.
Oh, goodness.
Only Paige Bleed out there. That's your sole skater in orange. She skates for Columbus. Paige Bleed, a veteran of the Ohio All-Stars. This is the 3rd time she's been rostered for this tournament, I believe. And she got a penalty too. For Supersonic, the jammer for Ohio. Good job for Sweet Assassin, though, able to take advantage of this opportunity.
Sweet's made it through the pack already, getting ready to go on her second scoring. With still 2 blockers in the box for Ohio.
You can foul out. We actually asked this question of the referees. 4 penalties and you will foul out. So I don't think anyone's in danger of fouling out too quickly, but 17 for Kansas in blue, 45 for Ohio in orange. This is the kind of the Colorado group. Colorado's the #1 seed in this foursome. Again, the divisions of 4 will play each other through kind of dinner time tomorrow, and then they'll start factioning off by the results of the division play. So this is Dizzy Astor.
Dizzy Astor is the lead jammer.
And Pain Train jamming for Ohio. Pain Train pushed out in turn 1, has to recycle back. Dizzy Astor coming in on a scoring pass. So Kansas.
And she's through.
Sorry,
Nice.
Kansas started off in a 32-0 hole, and since then it was 17-17. I'm sorry, it was 17-13. So Kansas has found their offensive mojo after a 32-0 start for Ohio. Dizzy goes into the pack, calls off the jam, and Ohio held scoreless again.
And it's quite funny. I can hear their turn coach for Kansas. That's my husband, assistant coach, and I know his voice anywhere. Funny fact, my husband coaches for a different team than I play for. We had to play each other on our 22nd anniversary.
That's fantastic.
All right, Sweet Assassin.
I am married to no coaches or skaters.
Oh.
That is Sarah Problem Officer, able to toe stop her way through the outside of the front straightaway for lead jam. First lead jam Ohio's gotten in a bit. Sweet Assassin jamming for Kansas.
Nice.
1 minute, 21 seconds left in the first half. Again, halftime will pretty much just be an exchange of wristbands of the jammer refs. Sarah Problem Officer trying to pull herself through the pack with the help of Ballistic. Out there in the pack, we have Crumb, Carmina Pirana, and Coco Sparks. Coco Sparks was the very first captain of the Ohio All-Star team 5 years ago.
Sweet seems to be having quite the trouble getting by these Ohio blockers.
50 seconds left in the half. Sarah Problem Officer is lead jammer. We have a little bit more jam time than we have period time. So I'm not sure if Sarah's going to take it to halftime or not. She has points on the board. Ohio touches the 50 mark. Yeah, Ballistic out there with Crumb, Coco Sparks, and Carmina Pirana. You have Dayton, Cincinnati, and Burning River of Cleveland comprising the pack for a Youngstown Little Steel Derby Girls Jammer. So almost all the major municipalities of Ohio out on the track at the moment. 9, 8, 7, 6 seconds left in the half.
Doug Pile's got that star, and she made it out.
That is the initial pass. So Sarah Problem Officer goes into the pack. As the clock expires, Sarah given 1 additional point, so that will be, I believe, a total of 10. So again, we are at halftime. To quickly recap, Ohio got out to a 32-0 start, and then Kansas took an official review.
Yes, they did.
And that proved to be a smart strategic move, as Ohio went 23-26 from that point forward. So after the break in the action, Kansas actually led the point scoring.
Kansas got their blocking down. They found their mojo. They started meshing well together.
So we are at, it did, there was an additional point given. I thought Sarah got an additional point coming through the pack. So she gets 11, score 56-26. And again, Ohio got out to a 32-0.
So Team Kansas, we are actually a second half team. I know this is only a 30-minute bout, but we usually come back strong in second half.
Well, and when that timeout was taken, then Ohio started filling up the penalty box.
They did.
Remember, we had almost every blocker on the track
at one time
was
we
going
had
to
3.
the box. Yeah, and that helped get Kansas on the scoreboard. So Ohio had a 19-0 jam to start off with Supersonic, and Supersonic is wearing the star right now for Ohio. Kansas has yet to put a double-digit scoring jam up. Ohio started with a 19-0, and Sarah Problem Officer ended with an 11-0. So Ohio's scoring has been fairly consistent, only held scoreless in 3 jams of the first 10. So this will be jam 11 once we get underway. Again, I'm Kent Smith, a.k.a. Kent the Politician. You are watching Ohio in orange, Kansas in blue. Coming up after this is Massachusetts versus Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, our only Canadian province, joining us at the 5th annual Battle of the All-Stars. And the team, Saskatchewan team, is going to sing the Canadian National Anthem before we get underway, because we had nobody in the house at 9 in the morning who was able to sing the Canadian National Anthem. So.
It was a little early for some of us traveling this far. That'll be interesting, though. I've never actually heard the Canadian.
Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, Canada. And then there's a bunch more. But I don't want to give it away. I want to let the Saskatchewan team, right.
I want to hear this for myself.
From the experts.
Food wagon should be coming on in soon. I know the wow wagon will be out there. Oh, it's there already?
It's there and it has all your breakfast needs.
Oh, man.
And we're getting ready to start this in the second half with Animaniac for Kansas.
Whistle Animaniac again in case you forgot.
And I'm short over here, so I can't see who Ohio has up as
that
their
is
jammer.
Supersonic.
Nice.
So yeah, Animaniac and Supersonic, these are the 2 jammers that began the contest. They are beginning the second half. There you see Supersonic on your screen trying to go up against that Kansas wall. El Paso, and Supersonic with the hip rotation through turn 1, and Supersonic is lead jammer. Animaniac being held up back.
Oh, Noel takes that star for the pass and out.
Yeah, so Noel Paso was the pivot, is now the pivot and the jammer. Supersonic tries to get by the Kansas defenders, and she does. And I think Supersonic didn't know whether or not to call it off. Coach Mike Rosenbach did not give her this indication, so Supersonic's going to try to get more points, and that's an easy pass.
And Animaniac is going to the box. It looked like an illegal star pass.
So it is a power jam for Supersonic in Ohio, and this is just like how the bout began. No class last with Supersonic with a double-digit scoring jam, and
Ohio's jammer goes to the box.
it looks like it's a forearm penalty as Supersonic did a rotation. I'm not sure how many points she's going to get credit for, but she's already got 10, so it will be a double-digit scoring jam for Ohio. But yes, Animaniac now engaging with the pack there in turn 3. Betty TKO, number 3, a very talented blocker for Ohio Roller Derby in Columbus. Out there with, among others, Tara Holinew from Gem City, Payne Train, and Finisher, number 96, for Akron Roller Derby. The interesting thing about Finisher is this is the first time.
And we got Noel again, finally got that panty as a legal pass.
Yeah, so again, both skaters, the penalty box is free. And we'll see if Supersonic gets credit for those points at the end. I think the jam refs or the referees are having a conversation about how many points to award Supersonic on that last pass. One additional, so 16. All right, so let me finish my Finisher story. So Finisher, number 96 for Akron. She and Twin Pistol and Ground Zero and Coco Sparks all were on the very first Ohio team, but Twin Pistol was not able, Finisher was not able to skate in that very first team. So this is actually the first time she's been rostered and has been out on the track, even though she was on the team for the very first Ohio Battle of the All-Stars.
And Noel Paso will be taking the panty.
Reckless Ratchet.
But I believe it's going to be a legal star pass because I do not see the pivot panty on her head. The pivot panty was actually Dogpile.
All right, so yeah, more penalties for Kansas and more effective jamming for Ohio. Reckless Ratchet out there for Gem City and Team Ohio, number 03. Betty TKO, one of the captains, is number 3. Reckless Ratchet, number 03 for Ohio in orange. So this is another, I don't know if this is a power jam or not. Because, yeah, Dizzy's got the Jammer Star helmet cover in hand, so this is a power jam for Ohio. Reckless Ratchet, 5 points so far, coming in for her second scoring pass.
I got to tell you, Ohio is really impressive on their blocking. You can tell seasoned teams compared to our newer teams up here.
Ballistic is out there, number 25. She skates for Gem City. She's the youngest skater in terms of years of experience, with 3 years of experience.
Oh, wow.
So this is a very veteran Ohio team. Now, obviously, you know, an all-star team, Ohio's about 5 hours kind of end to end. It's hard to get everybody together to practice, but this collection of skaters has an awful lot of track experience for Ohio. Reckless Ratchet tries to make another scoring pass, is pushed out on the outside, calls off the jam. She will get an additional 2 points on that pass, a total of 12, so back-to-back double-digit scoring jams for Ohio. Kansas has yet to get on the board in the second half. Again, Ohio got out to a 32-0 start of the game, and they are at, I think, 28-0 to begin the second half. And
Kansas has taken a timeout. Let me tell you, our coach likes to do that too. maybe try to give these girls a little chance to come back together and get their mojo back.
So 9 minutes, 59 seconds remaining in the contest.
Oh,
Our previous winners were Maryland over Kentucky and Virginia over Tennessee. And yes, Mass versus Sass coming up, Massachusetts versus Saskatchewan. Then New York, Louisiana, then Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Colorado versus North Carolina. Coming up, Game 8, Michigan versus Maine. Game 9, Tennessee versus New York. Then PA versus Kentucky, Colorado versus Kansas, Michigan versus Saskatchewan. And our final bout of Thursday, Virginia versus Louisiana. So you're either playing 2 bouts today or you're playing 2 bouts tomorrow. Again, the 4 divisions of 4 teams each.
now this jammer that they have up for Kansas, Triple B, I do believe this is only her 2nd season.
And who's this? What's
Triple B.
Triple B. Oh yeah, number 678. So Triple B, this is the first time she's jamming in the contest, if my score sheet is correct. And Supersonic, the talented Gem City jammer, easily with an outside line. And a penalty on, no, not a penalty on Triple B, but Supersonic in the meantime around the inside of turn 2.
Oh, and Triple B is out of the pack, trying to catch up with number 10.
So Supersonic with 5 points already on the board, going for more as Triple B approaches the pack, and Supersonic gets through, calls off the jam, an additional 4. So 9 total there. And again, Kansas led off with 3 jams. The first 3 jams of the first half held scoreless, and for the first 3 jams of the second half held scoreless. 93 to 26. You're watching Ohio in orange, Kansas in blue. As we cross the 9-minute mark remaining left in the game.
I should know by now, when I can't see our jammer for Kansas, it's always Animaniac.
That is correct. Right, you are. No class last. Again, the Kansas voice, no class last, a skater for the Salina Sirens.
And I was on Team Kansas, but with an injury, I did not get to play this year.
So
Kind of bummed out.
Team Kansas's loss is the announcer's gain as we get no class last, who will be the Kansas voice through the whole tournament. Fireball Phoenix almost able to escape the pack, pushed out there. Fireball Phoenix rotates through, able to get by Evans. No, Evans takes her out.
And Evans will be receiving a penalty.
Yeah, the no pass, no penalty gets Fireball Phoenix through, and Fireball Phoenix calls off the jam. Animaniac had escaped, so Kansas were still held scoreless in the second half.
Now Evans, who's sitting in the box, she actually came up from juniors. She is only
Really?
18 years old.
Holy cow.
She has been playing for, I want to say 6 years now.
Yeah, I was going to
I mean,
say,
she started when she was, well, I guess it'd be probably 5. She started when she was, I don't math very well.
she had some real talent out there.
She is very talented girl.
So yeah, it's great that she's 18. Good future ahead for her.
And Dizzy is lead jammer.
So yeah, Kansas finding their stride. Pain Train jamming for Ohio. Again, the only skater in the penalty box, number 00 Evans for Kansas. So 4-3 pack advantage for Ohio. Pain Train comes through, is not the lead jammer again, it's Dizzy.
As Dizzy calls it off.
And points on the board for Kansas.
4 points is what I see, hands being held up.
Yep.
93, under 7 left to play. Last few jams after
So 93 for Ohio in orange, 30 for Kansas in blue. Kansas does not play the rest of the day.
We
no,
do.
they do. They play game number 11 against Colorado. Ohio doesn't play the rest of the day. Ohio will play twice on tomorrow. They'll take on North Carolina and Colorado, and I have no idea what time. You'll just have to tune in. Derby World. Sarah, problem officer, trying to get by No El Paso, headed into turn 1. Jamming for Kansas is Sweet Assassin. A track cut on Sarah Problem Officer, so Sweet Assassin,
Might have a chance.
well, she's taken the star off.
Probably looking for that panty pass, and let's hope it's no El Paso that got
Yeah.
it on.
Yep, it
Don't want to
is.
end up with a problem like last time.
Yeah, no El Paso is.
She did take the star.
So yeah, the Ohio defenders there in turn 3, headed into turn 4. No El Paso comes through. That is the initial pass. Playing defense out there is Paige Bleed, Coco Sparks, and skaters I cannot identify because they're too far away. Crum and Ballistic for Ohio in the pack. Sarah Problem Officer now out of the box. Penalty over. Penalty box is clear. Crum versus No El Paso. Crum takes down No El Paso, but points on the board. Sarah Problem Officer now very quickly runs into Puncher Down Brown.
Getting ready to go up against Evans. Let's see if she can keep her. Noel's on her second scoring pass.
Yep, No El Paso putting points on the board. Sarah Problem Officer again pushed out. Evans taking her back, rotating Sarah Problem Officer back. Under 5 minutes to play in Kansas versus Ohio.
With 13 seconds of the jam left, can Kansas get just a few more points? Let's see.
All the action there in the back straightaway headed into turn 3.
Oh, Kansas does pick up some points. That would be
And,
3.
and Ohio held scoreless. So yeah, Kansas on a 12-0 run since that timeout. Again, maybe Kansas just needs more timeouts. Supersonic now going up against who's the Kansas?
Triple B.
So Triple B.
Official review for Ohio? For Ohio.
Must have been. All right, so we are at 4 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the bout. So yeah, in terms of the veteran skaters, Coco Sparks of Burning River, Ground Zero, who may well arrive to Team Ohio on Saturday. Finisher and Twin Pistol were actually rostered for Team Ohio 5 years ago, and they are back
Oh my goodness.
for the Ohio All-Stars here in the 2018 version of the Battle of the All-Stars. Crum, Tara Holenher, Heartless Glitch, and Reckless Ratchet. This is their first Battle of the All-Stars experience for Ohio. The rest of the roster has been here before. And again, the interesting thing is that Finisher both rostered for the very first Battle of the All-Stars and getting her first Battle of the All-Stars track experience here today.
And I see that Rat Cat for Kansas is out on the track for the first time. Another fun fact, Rat Cat is in her late 40s.
You've got to...
We have lots of older skaters. We range from 18 to late 50s.
Wow.
In adaptability here. Because these
Roller
skaters
derby
are
is a
all in
sport
shape
for
and skate
everyone.
with
It
each other
is.
very much, but they barely ever, if
Yeah,
any
I would
time
not
years,
hazard a
use
guess
skates.
who the oldest Ohio skater is.
I think it's a great way
I just think it's very interesting that these ladies are that age, and I myself am 40 years old.
Look at that.
So I think it's amazing
What-
when we can still play this game.
How's your injury rehab going?
It's going slow. It's very painful to watch these games. I want to skate.
I know the Ohio announcer is older than all the skaters for Team Ohio combined. I'm fairly confident of that. All right, so 4 minutes, 2 seconds remaining somehow during the official review. We lost 3 seconds. But we will notify the authorities and we'll get that back for you. All right, so that is Supersonic out in front. And dare I say, behaving superly.
Supersonic is amazing right now. She is just flying through them.
Yeah, look at that.
Has no trouble.
Yeah, Supersonic just with very, very strong skate skills and a lot of speed, but can take the throttle and still control the the steering. So Supersonic again very quickly has already got 10
Evans
points
takes
on
the
the
star
board.
for a star pass. No. illegal star pass, and Triple B is going to the box.
So another power jam opportunity for the talented jammer from Ohio, Supersonic. So before that power jam began, Supersonic already had 15 points.
Oh, man.
So, yep, this
That
is
Supersonic is super fast.
she's great. She's one of the best, if not the best skater in Ohio. And I can say that, and if I say that to her face, she'll blush. But
that's a good thing, though.
oh yeah. She's as fun of a personality as you're going to want to have on the track. Tara Hull and her Supersonic teammate from Gem City goes to the box. Triple B now out of the box. This is the biggest scoring jam of the contest, as Supersonic already has 25. Supersonic.
Triple B finally makes it out of the pack.
Oh, and see, with a really strong backwards rotation coming through turn 4. So Supersonic is going to put up 29. Holy smokes. Gem City, in last year's Battle of the All-Stars, Gem City actually had a bout on Saturday. So the Gem City skaters showed up and skated. Thursday, Supersonic won an MVP, and then she had to go back and skate for her team. She may well be on her way to an MVP jam here in Ohio's first contest of Battle of the All-Stars 5.
Seeing these two up against each other over and over again this morning.
I forgot that we're the ones picking the MVPs.
Not just us. It is all 4 of the announcers will
Oh,
confirm.
thank goodness.
Yeah, but we will we'll be leaning on you, no class last, for your Kansas knowledge. Evan certainly looks strong. So does No El Paso and Animaniac. Animaniac jamming currently. Reckless Ratchet, who's been very impressive here also. Reckless Ratchet jamming for Ohio. Animaniac is through the pack. Reckless Ratchet is the lead jammer. Reckless Ratchet calls it off. Good lockdown defense there by Kansas.
2 points really quickly at the end of that jam. Under a minute left to play with the whistle next blows. 38.
So yeah, 1 minute, 14 seconds remaining in the contest. Again, coming up, Massachusetts versus Saskatchewan, then New York, Louisiana, then Pennsylvania, West Virginia, then Colorado, North Carolina. Total of 42 different bouts here at Battle of the All-Stars 5. 16 teams, the biggest assortment of teams we've ever had. This is Fireball Phoenix, I believe. I'm blocked out by refs and skaters and everybody else.
And Dizzy Astor is for Kansas. Gets knocked out.
So yeah, it is Fireball Phoenix. Ratchet able to get 3 points on that last jam at 125 to 38. 25 seconds left.
She did a nice little toe hop and twist around.
But it didn't work. No, she got called for a track cut. It was still a very nice toe hop and all that stuff, but it was out of bounds. So Fireball Phoenix will contemplate her sins against the roller derby community for 30 seconds.
Looks like Dizzy passed that star on off to No El Paso again.
So I think that means we're going to get bonus roller derby time as the period clock has expired. Our jammer clock at 1 minute.
Now Noelle is one of our seasoned skaters. She actually used to be a ice figure skater.
Yeah, a lot of folks from Derby. I also call for Chicago Outfit. And one of the leading jammers for the Chicago Outfit is a former figure skater. Her derby name is Ice Hurt.
Oh.
So funny. All right, Fireball Phoenix out of the jammer penalty box, the skater penalty box. No El Paso being pushed out by Crum. Good defense by Crum. Betty TKO, Glitch, Heartless Glitch, and Paige Bleed. So you have Columbus and Cincinnati skaters and Dayton skater. No El Paso puts points on the board.
She got 5 on that one.
Fireball Phoenix held up by the Kansas defenders. Again, we are on bonus roller derby time. This contest about ready to come to a conclusion. That is the final whistle. So, a very strong opening bout for Ohio. 44 to 125. So we are going to quickly huddle with our venue announcers and try to decide on MVPs. And so I will leave you in the able hands of No Class Last while I take a quick jog over
All
there.
right, I will be here. I got this. Come on. I'm done. Yay. Hi, we're here with Noelle Paso from Kansas. She got MVP player. Noelle, how did you get your name?
Well, I'm a little hard of hearing, so my name is Noelle, and the team decided no El Paso needed to be that, so
That
I
way
would
they could
actually
yell at
listen.
your name?
Yeah.
Yes, she is a little hard hearing. But as a blocker, you did amazing.
Thank you.
How did you feel about taking that panty?
Oh, well, when you block that many times in a row and then take the panty, it's tough, but it's all right. We do what we can do.
You guys look great out there.
Thank you.
So any fun fact I can give these people about you?
I used to figure skate. That was it.
I heard lots of people have been figure skaters.
Yeah, it's helpful sometimes, but we're just honored to be here. It was our first time in something this big, so we're just glad to be here.
And how'd you like Philadelphia so far?
Oh, well, the traffic's kind of crazy, and people honk for no reason, but it's cool.
It's a little different. Roads are a little
Sightseeing's
small.
awesome. Really cool stuff downtown to see.
And we got those Philly cheesesteaks that we tried.
Yeah, those
They
were
were
really
good.
I could go for one of those right about now.
Okay, so we're going to let you probably head on over and get that picture with the team.
All right.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
No, you cannot put that down. Hi, I'm Kent Smith, aka Kent the Politician. I'm here with the Ohio MVP, Supersonic from Gem City. Show up your certificate. All right, so you're the team captain this year. How many practices has Ohio had?
We've had about 7 total in different areas of Ohio.
So yeah, some practices have been in Akron, some have been in Dayton, that kind of thing.
Yes, Columbus. That's about it.
All
Akron,
right.
Dayton, Columbus.
So, and you skate for Gem City, which is in Dayton. How long have you been skating for Gem City?
For Gem City, I've been skating for this year, 2018, will be my 5th season or my 6th. I don't know. I can't remember. Skating-wise, though, forever. So I've been skating since I was probably 3 or 4 years old.
So yeah, you've clearly got a lot of skill out on the track. I think you've won an MVP. How many Battle of the All-Stars has this been for you?
My 5th? fourth, fifth.
Maybe fourth if you joined
Fourth.
in year 2.
Yeah.
But you've probably won an MVP every year, haven't you?
No.
I wouldn't be
Maybe.
surprised if you did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations. You've got North Carolina and Colorado coming up. How do you feel about those matchups?
I feel a lot more prepared now that I got to change my wheels out halfway, somewhat, not really, and I'm warmed up now, and I got the first game out of the way, so now I'm more mentally prepared than I was.
All right, well, good job. I'm Kent Smith, a.k.a. Kent the Politician, joined by the Ohio MVP, Supersonic from Gem City. Coming up, Massachusetts versus Saskatchewan. And before we do that, we'll have the Saskatchewan skaters sing the Canadian National Anthem. Thanks for watching Battle of the All-Stars 2008 edition, number 5.